Alright guys, we've got a brand new mid-range phone from Realme, and this time it's called the Realme 13 Pro Plus 5G. It comes with a couple of cool features, so in today's video, we're going to explore a couple of them. I've been using the phone for almost a month now. That's quite a long time, so let's check out what the phone has to offer. Alright, so first things first, let's check out the designs. Now I have two different colorways here with me. The first is a blue version, blue-green, and it has this sort of like vegan leather material at the back that actually offers much more grip, so you don't really have to use a case, but you can still hold it very nicely. Now the second model, this is called the Monet Gold, and the reason for that is because the design is inspired by Monet. Now this is actually a very unique looking device. We do have here something that looks a bit starish, or it looks like the sand. It's got a couple of different feelings evoked into the back panel. It's also a matte surface, listen to that, so it's very smooth. So it really depends on which you prefer. If you're going for something with a bit more grip, go with the bluish green. If you're looking for something a bit more unique, something that stands out a little bit more, do check out the Monet Gold. Anyway, that's in terms of the design. Let's check out the performance of the phone itself. Now I want to start off with the cameras because there's a couple of new sensors on board. In fact, they are the world's first sensor, not just for the main, but also for the telephoto periscope lens. Now first up, we actually have the 15 megapixel Sony LYT701 sensor that comes with OIS. In terms of the telephoto lens, it's a Sony LYT600 sensor. Both of these are world's first and both come with OIS. And finally, we actually have an 8 megapixel ultra wide. Now how do the pictures actually look? Because those are just numbers, and although it's the first in the world to come up with those sensors, what can you really expect? Alright, let's take a look at a couple of photos I shot back in Europe. So first up, you just take a look at the day photos. They're actually capturing a lot of detail. The colors look very natural. They're not too oversaturated, and I like the fact that the white balance is also quite accurate here. Now moving over to the telephoto lens, you will notice here that again, at 3 times zoom, you can actually capture in quite a fair bit of detail as well. So not only is the zoom working very well, but also the portraits are doing a fantastic job here at isolating the subject from the background. Another thing I also noticed here is that we have different levels of in-sensor zoom, and you can actually go all the way up to 120 times in case you need that to see whoever is actually walking over at the other side of the street. Now in terms of night shots, I also found that the phone itself was actually able to perform very well. Now this being the first Sony LYT701 sensor in the world, it's good to see that it's off to a great start, and you can actually experience that directly on the Realme 13 Pro Plus 5G. So those are just in terms of the camera's performance, but let's talk about the phone itself. How does it actually feel like to use it on a daily? Now let's start off with the display at the front. What we have here is actually a 6.7-inch curved OLED display that refreshes at 120 Hz. Now naturally, being an AMOLED display, it can actually show very good levels of contrast, very deep blacks and very vivid colors. However, if you prefer your screen to look a bit more toned down, you can always go into settings and choose the natural option. Now moving on, in terms of the performance, the chipset on board, what we have here is the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2. That's definitely good enough for your day-to-day use as well as some gaming. In terms of RAM, you actually have 12 GB to start off with, and you can actually add on another 12 GB, so you can actually multitask even smoothly on the device. Now finally, in terms of storage, we actually have only one option here, and that is actually the 512 GB. So that should be large enough to store all your kinds of photos and pictures. Now speaking about the photos and pictures, in case you want to tweak your photos, there's a couple of AI features integrated directly into the photo app, and namely there's two main ones. Number one, you can actually remove stuff, so it's called the AI Smart Removal, and you can actually remove people that are photobombing a picture. You can remove stuff that you don't want to be in a picture. It's all very easy just with a tap of a button. Now the second feature is actually called AI Ultra Clarity, and for this it's actually all about sharpening an older photo. So say for example, if you have a photo of yourself, maybe like 10 or 20 years ago, where the camera is actually in the form of a potato, you can actually sharpen the image itself and get a clearer picture. Now this actually works quite well on faces for now. It's still in beta mode, but I expect it to get even better in time to come. Now last but not least, in terms of the battery, what you have here is a 5200 mAh battery that supports SuperVOOC charging. Now the charging is actually quite fast. You go to 50% in 19 minutes, and you go all the way to 100% in under 50 minutes. So overall, that's what you can expect from the brand new Realme 13 Pro Plus 5G. Not only are you going to be getting the world's first Sony LYT701, Sony LYT600, which is the main, as well as the telephoto lens, but you also get to enjoy those brand new AI features on this particular device. Now with that said, if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.